Come on.
The epic year-long origin story for our favorite Cape Crusader finally comes to a close in issue 33 of Zero Year. So let's go ahead and open it up and take a look. This issue begins right where 32 left us, and that is Batman is now trapped in the Riddler's game where he must solve 12 riddles in order to progress through and ultimately save Gotham. Now, of these 12 riddles, I think we get about 3 of them. And that's okay in my book because honestly that would have taken forever. But what we did get in those 3 riddles and the back and forth dialogue between Enigma and Batman was really good. And Greg Capullo also did a great job of setting this up like he usually does. This guy could be a movie director, I swear. But he sets all this stuff up in a way that is like you're just experiencing it with the characters or you're watching a movie. And he really makes you feel it. And when Batman punches Riddler out and you finally get that, after a year of kind of waiting for all of this month to month, and you finally get that moment, it feels so satisfying, and I can't stress enough how badass Greg Capullo made Batman look just in those panels. Maybe it was just me, but I loved it. Another thing that I really loved about this book was the very ending. Scott Snyder has done a great job with the relationship between Alfred and Bruce, in my opinion. He does a lot of good stuff with like Gordon and Bruce and like all those other relationships, but I really think he hits it home with Alfred and Bruce. And I think this issue saw the best example of that in its last pages. Capullo and Snyder really came together and like flexed what they are able to do together in this last like few pages of this issue. Basically, Alfred is trying to set Bruce up with Julie. This is a month after Zero Year, and he's hoping that Bruce will move on past Batman. And the response that he gets is just, it's so perfect, and it speaks a lot to the Batman character and the mythos that I feel like it's a perfect way to end Zero Year and really set up the character. That's how you end an origin right there. And that is that Bruce Wayne says, no, the mission comes first, Alfred. I'm not going to do that. I'm always going to be Batman. I can't quit doing this. This is me. And you see Alfred's face, and Greg Capullo, this is where he comes in, does a great job of showing emotion in those panels. And honestly, like, I can't talk enough about that. That was just a perfect ending for me. And then at the very end, the last splash page is just Batman swinging in Gotham, and he's smiling because he enjoys it so much. And it's just a great ending and a great way to wrap up an origin story. So my overall score for this book has to be a 10, mainly because today is Batman Day, but also because this was a really solid issue and a really great ending. And in fact, if you haven't read Zero Year yet, and you've heard that it's dragged on and stuff, that may be true. It probably will read better in trade, but you could actually almost pick up this issue and you'd kind of get it. It speaks a lot to who Batman is, and it's just a great book. So definitely pick this one up, guys. And if you enjoyed this review, please check out our other reviews coming this week. We do reviews each week for all kinds of comics. If you guys would like us to review a certain comic, just leave it in the comments below. It's no problem. And go ahead and check out our podcast that we do each week, This Week in Ink Live, where we talk about all the books we review in a little more detail with some spoilers and go back and forth and try to predict things, as well as talk about news in comic book world. That could be movies, comics, TV shows, all that kind of good stuff. So go ahead and check that stuff out, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.